Love, light, and blessings. Shamanic Awak Priestess here. I actually thought I was recording and I was not recording. So this is take 3 and last take. So whatever comes out, comes out. But in today's video, I wanted to do a end of the year assessment of new decks that I got in 2019. I'm in my kitchen. So there's like this is my dining table. So that's where you see like hot drinks and desserts and all that kind of stuff. But this is my biggest table and I kind of wanted to record here instead of my work desk, which is full of a lot of things right now because I'm recording some videos today. And I need that space for that. I'm recording there. So, but anyways, the topic of today's video is my top 10 most favorite decks. Not favorite in general of my whole collection, but out of the 24 decks that I obtained in 2019, 2 of them were from a trade, but 24 altogether, 22 of them I actually purchased. These are the top 10 decks that I'm the most greatest for getting in 2019. Now, these are not necessarily decks that were created in 2019. These are just decks that are new to my collection. And I wanted to give, out of the 24 that I've obtained, these are my top 10 favorites. I love countdowns at the end of the year, like music countdowns, movie countdowns, tarot countdowns. Like I love countdowns in general, so I kind of wanted to do something like that for 2019. And in 2019, later on in 2019, I started being called to learn and work more with Lenormand. And so I bought about 3 decks, and out of those 3 Lenormand decks that I bought, these are my 2 favorites. And these are going to be in the order of my favorites. So this is my 10th favorite deck that I got in 2019. And this is the backs. This is the Easy Lenormand. And I love this deck because it's a great study deck. It has the card correspondences. The artwork is very simple to, in my opinion, to read and to interpret what card it is. Like, you know, this is the Mountain card, you know what I mean? And things like that. So, you know, this is like the Crossroads and things like that. The Heart card, you know, the Ring. You have the Book. You know, so you have your Letter, like, you know what the cards are. This is the Man, you know, this is the Lady. So, you know what I mean? This is obviously the Cross. So I got it for that reason, because I wanted something that I could, you know, read with clearly for study purposes and the symbology and things like that. So I am going to be working with this deck more. For 2020. I am going to be doing a deaf year and things like that in 2020, and I'll talk more about that in another video. But one of my goals is to study Lenormand more in depth. This is the beautiful tarot pouch that I have it in. The 9th deck that I'm very grateful for would be the Under the Rose Lenormand, and I was inspired to get this deck through one of our wonderful YouTubers here on YouTube. She did a video about the decks to spill the tea, and I have to agree with her. This deck definitely spills tea. This deck is really good, and I love the way it looks. And another favorite thing of mine in this deck, other than the art style, okay, is the fact that it actually has diversity in it. I love the fact that you have brown people, Caucasian people, and you can choose. You know, you can do same-sex readings, or you can have people that look like you to be the significator card, so on and so forth. So I love that about this deck, and I really cannot wait to continue to work with it. I use this one a lot to read for myself, whereas the other Lenormand's for study purposes. This one feels more like a personal deck to me, which either means I'm going to keep this one for myself and buy a spare where I'm going to use for client readings possibly in the future. I don't know yet, but I know definitely I am going to be incorporating more Lenormand in 2020, especially with this deaf year. You know what? I'll talk about it while I'm showing the deck. So in my deaf year, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to not buy any decks next year, but instead I'm going to limit the amount of new decks that are coming in. Now I do have 2 decks. One is pre-ordered. The other one I ordered before the end of the year that are going to be coming into my collection. So I will do walkthroughs of those. But in 2019, I'm only going to allow myself to get 3 or 4 new decks altogether within a year time frame, and only if they're calling to me, if I have a dream about it, and if my spirit guides will want to add that to the collection. So it's going to be a low buy year in that sense. Spiritual tools, really not going to try to buy any more crystals, maybe 1 or 2 crystals next year, if that, and only if I'm called to actually do that. As far as like candles and things like that, what I'm going to end up doing is pretty much I'm going to buy them as needed, because I am a root worker, so I'm going to need to have spiritual tools and things like that. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to buy any, but I'm going to use what I have, and then if I run out of stuff, then I'll replenish it. But if I don't need it, I don't need it, and I won't buy it. Deck number 3, so that's pretty much going to be my deaf year, and I'm going to definitely be sharing my journey with you guys, and I'll talk more about that in another video. But I just wanted to say that yes, I'm going to be doing a deaf year. This is the medicine cards. This is number 8 because this is the newest to my collection. I literally just got it today, but I am excited to get it because of the fact that I got her Sacred Paths. So this is like the 2 oracle decks I'm the most greatest for getting, because I'm not really into oracle anymore, but I am into this one. So this is the medicine cards by Jamie Sams and David Carson. So I'm very grateful for getting these decks, and I'm going to do a walkthrough of this. I love her writing, is why I got it. It wasn't really about the art style or anything like that. It's because when I got the Secret Path, I love her writing style, and the fact that she's Native American herself really made me excited, because it feels like someone from the actual culture is telling our stories and sharing our path, instead of it being new agey or from an outsider perspective. And I think that's like really important whenever we are doing or buying decks and stuff from closed traditions. It's really beautiful when that person from a closed tradition is sharing their path, you know, whatever they're comfortable sharing, and it's actually coming from a first person perspective, not a outsider's perspective, not a new agey perspective, but an actual fresh and authentic perspective. So, and these are the backs of the cards. So I'm going to be working with the medicine cards in 2020. I'm looking forward to that, and I will update you guys. It comes with the book. The book is everything with this deck and the Sacred Path deck. So so that's number 10, 9, 8. This is number 7. This is number 7, and this is the, it has like little lints on it. This is the backs, which I love, and then these are the actual cards. I'm really excited about this deck being in my collection. I just think it's beautiful, and I've worked with this one already, and it just gave me really powerful reads with it. I bought it for the intentions of working with it like for myself, and for my enlightenment and spiritual growth and self-work, and things of that nature. Not using it for any type of predictive anything. This is pretty much for just spiritual guidance, and things of that nature. So I'm really excited, and I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of this one in 2020 itself. I think I'm going to grab the guidebook to show you guys, for those that are not familiar. Okay, and then these are the books. So these are the medicine cards guidebook. It's a beautiful hardcover textbook. And it's really, really good. Like it, you know what I mean? Like it, and it has really good information for what I could skim from it. So, and then this is the Sacred Path Cards guidebook. And like the saying, the incantations, the songs, and just the stories and everything, it's just really amazing. The guidebook is everything. Like people complain about the cardstock and stuff like that, but, and I perfectly understand that, but like the guidebook will be the reason why I would buy these. You would just learn so much about her path and things like that, indigenous practices. So I just wanted to, because I always have had a hard time connecting with shaman decks and things like that, because a lot of times I just felt, in my opinion, no offense against anybody else, from an outsider's perspective, or on like unauthentic, like it doesn't feel authentic. She feels authentic to me. So so 10, 9, 8, 7. So that was deck number 7, the 7th one that I'm most grateful for. And now we're going into the 6. What is number 6? Okay, this one has to do with tarots that I work for my own private practice, that are new to my collection, that I'm completely grateful for getting and being added to the collection, and that I'm going to be working with more in the upcoming year. So number 6, 10, 9, 8, 7. So this is number 6, would be the Ozo Zen Tarot. This is one of my newer ones. This is the beautiful, gorgeous backs. Okay, I love this one. It's different. I had a dream to work with this deck, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm planning to work with it more in 2020. I get really beautiful readings. It's another deck that I feel like the guidebook is everything. I love it. Like, I literally love this deck. I love the way that the deck is constructed. I love the artwork. I love the keywords. I completely and utterly love this deck. And oh my goodness, like, this is one of my favorite ones. I look forward to working with it, and one of my favorite suits too. Look forward to working with it in 2020, and I'm so happy that I went with my intuition and actually got this beautiful, beautiful deck. I mean, I could just go on and on with this deck. It's so beautiful. And I can't wait to work with this. I love this card. Work with it more in 2020 and see what messages I get. So this one I bought specifically to work for myself one-on-one, and I'm going to try to be as culturally sensitive when I work with this deck, because this is a deck that's outside of my own culture, and I always like to appreciate other cultures without like appropriating them or being disrespectful. So I'm going to try to be as sensitive as possible when I work with this particular deck. So, and this is the Osho Zen. And that's number 6. And this is the beautiful pouch that I keep it in. Number 5 is the Mermaid Tarot. So I got rid of my Dame Darcy because I wasn't really that excited about it. And I ended up selling that one. So I had a second edition one. So, and I replaced it with this Mermaid Tarot. This is the beautiful backs. And this one I love because it has diversity in it. I love the artwork. Cartoony decks do not bother me. I can get blunt readings with it, negative readings with it. That doesn't, I'm not really into dark, scary, you know, decks and stuff like that. Like the Deviant Moon is not a deck that I would work with. I'm not going to say never, because you never know. People evolve, things change. but it's not the type of art style or energy deck that I like working with. I can get just as dark messages, just as blunt and honest messages from working with a deck like this. I just tend to like cartoonish and happy art styles. I like this. This is why I was always so connected to the Wheel of the Year, even though that also looks cartoony and things like that, but I love it. So this is a great one. I'm really excited that I got it. This is the top 5 that I'm the most grateful for getting, that I look forward to working with. That's really powerful. Jeez. That I look forward to working with in 2020. So I'm going to be working with the Mermaid Tarot, and this is the backs of these beautiful cards. This is the pouch that I keep it in, and I'm going to be working with this one more in 2020. So these are the decks I'm definitely, you know, going to be working with in 2020. And number 5, that is the Mermaid Tarot. Number 4 is the African American Tarot. So happy that I went with what my daughter said, got the deck for myself, because it did have some negative reviews. I absolutely love it. It deals with the African diaspora, and it ties it into African American recent historical figures and history. So it goes into the motherland and takes it back to, and takes it forward to historical African descent, African American heroes of modern day, as you can see here. And it ties it all together. So it's really nice for historical purposes and things like that. So I do love it for that reason. Because it kind of inspired me to learn more about my own history, and things like that. So I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. A lot of these historical figures, like, I would have never heard of them had I not gotten this deck. So that's what I love about it. I love the artwork. I think the people are beautiful. I think these people are beautiful. And I just love everything about this deck. I'm trying to find a certain card here. Sorry, I'm trying to find a certain card here. Like this one, the man that created the light bulb. You have who helped to innovate the locomotive. Okay, and then you have the 8 of Pentacles that correlates with one another. And I just think it's beautiful. The coloring in it is beautiful. The messages in here, like, look at that. Like, that's a really powerful 2 of Swords. There's lots of light and shadow, and it's just a beautiful deck. So, and that's the African American Tarot. I did a very in-depth review of this deck. I might link the video to that on this video. That way you can kind of look at all the cards and like kind of go into it. I deserve to have a long review because I feel like this is a very misunderstood deck. And that's the African American Tarot, and I keep it in this pouch. Okay. And that's number 4. That's number 4 in my top 10. It's number 4. Okay, I'm like, wait. All right, so thought I took out 11 bags. I was like, wait. So let me put that on the side there. Okay, that's number 4. Number 3, and I got this earlier in the year with the Voodoo Tarot. Ended up gifting that one. Is the Orisha Tarot. This also the guidebook. Look at the backs. The coloring on this cards. Very Caribbean. This is the pouch that I keep it in. This is like the top 3 like favorites of 2019. Like I absolutely am so happy that I ended up getting this deck. Like it's gorgeous. Like there's and the person who created this deck is someone who's initiated into Orisha religions, and he is, you know, a teacher and an elder, and I love that he shares the patakis, the stories. So if you want to get in touch with, you know, Orishas and kind of learn some things about them, just basic things, and, you know, hear some stories and things like that, I highly recommend this one. I always say, like, as long as you're respectful of other cultures, and you're willing to keep an open mind and things like that, I don't see a problem with working with this gorgeous deck. It's gorgeous. Look at Oya. She's gorgeous. It's just a beautiful, beautiful deck, and highly recommend. And that is the Orisha Tarot. And these are the beautiful backs, okay? Beautiful backs. And this is like top 3. I love the Elegua is in the Fool's card, the beginning of the journey. Everything starts and ends with Elegua, so I love that. But yes, so pretty much that I love. I wish they would make a voodoo deck that I can say, yay, I love it. But I don't love the ones they've made. Anyways, so that's that one. Second most grateful deck that I have in my collection is this little pouch here, and it's the Dead on Paper Arcana playing cards. Love this deck. Read with it as soon as I got it out the box. It's my only indie deck that I actually don't regret purchasing. It's the only one that I own now. And it's literally a combination of tarot and playing cards. So the major arcana is all illustrated to emulate the tarot, and the minors are playing card correspondences, but the court cards are also illustrated. I absolutely, positively love this deck so much. So grateful that I got it. Ended up using it as a working deck, which has not happened in a long time. I literally was like, I'm going to use this on my clients. Like, that's how much I completely love this deck. So much. I want to show you. Like, I love this portrayal of the Queen of Cups. So yes, I love these cards very, very much. I use them a lot. There's chipping already happening there. I'm okay with that. So this is the Arcana playing cards. They only have the dark version. They had the white one before. I don't know why they don't have that one anymore, but yes, from Dead on Paper Arcana playing cards, I absolutely love this deck, and I'm so happy that I got it. Definitely a working deck for me. I'm going to definitely be working with this deck more in 2019 for client readings and things like that. Like, I literally, this is a workhorse deck. This is, I don't know why that word is so hard for me to say. This is a workhorse deck. So this is a good working deck, and things like that. And then my favorite deck, number 1 of 2019, will be the original tarot. My favorite version of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. This is the backs of it. Literally love this. I'm definitely going to be working more with Rider-Waite-Smith in 2019. And it's various. I have a bunch of different versions of this deck, and I'm going to be working with all the versions, changing them out seasonally, studying the symbology of this deck, and things of that nature. I have a very deep connection with Pamela Coleman Smith, and I look forward to working with this deck. This is my favorites, just my favorites version of it, my favorite colorization of it. Like, it's just gorgeous. Like, there's nothing that I don't like about her artwork, and it's my favorite tarot deck of all time is the Rider-Waite-Smith. As much as the Wheel of the Year is a soul deck for me because it got me into tarot and out of using the angel tarot and things like that, and it broke me open. I am really finding that my biggest, most profound soul connection is with Pamela Coleman Smith herself and her deck and her contribution to tarot. So I'm going to be continuing to work with the Rider-Waite-Smith, and part of my deaf year goal is also to study more the Rider-Waite-Smith in an academic sense, like I did this year. This is the pouch that I keep this deck in. And yeah, so those are my top 10 most grateful for, definitely happy I'm adding them to my collection. Top 10 decks I'm going to really be working with next year. I still plan to study Thoth next year, but that's going to be like leisurely and at my own pace. It's not anything that I don't really see myself incorporating into my professional readings. So that's something I'm going to like take my time with. But I really want to focus on the Rider-Waite-Smith symbology and just really getting more and more into it. I know a lot about the deck. I'm very good with the deck, but I like to learn. Working more with cartomancy through the Arcana playing cards, reading all the books they already have. So I'm not going to purchase any more new books. And working with Lenormand more. In my private practice and studying the symbology and the history of that. So I'm going to basically really just use the books that I have not read yet. I have like 15 to 16 books in my collection that I've bought. Some of them are over a year old that have never been read. So I'm going to continue to do that and continue to focus on educating others in my classes, workshops and different workshops every couple of months. And things like that. March 2020 is going to be the last bout for a while. I am going to put the classes in hiatus after the March 2020 session, possibly towards maybe summer or next fall of 2020, because it's very time consuming and I need time to recuperate. I have a lot of things that I'm going to be getting into in 2020. So if you have not secured a spot for the 2020 March Hoodoo classes, please do so as soon as possible. Spots are limited and seats are going crazy and things like that. So I don't know how much longer spots are going to be available. So try to get in touch with me as soon as possible if that's something that you are interested in, so that you can work out some type of payment plan or something like that. So, but anyways, much love, much light, much blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. And until the next video, bye.